Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. This is our first product familiarization seminar that we're having. My name is Vijitha Vijaysurya. I'm the Managing Director of People's Media Network. And over the course of the next coming year, we hope to have many such seminars such as this. We feel that seminars like these give, and our keynote speakers and our workshops give you, the broadcasters, the opportunity to be able to get a better understanding of the product offering and the products that we're showcasing here today. It also gives you the opportunity to have one-to-one sessions with our keynote speakers to get a good understanding of the products and, more importantly, products that actually fit your requirement or a solution that fits your broadcast chain. Also, another opportunity for us is also for us to be able to familiarize, or for you to be able to familiarize with People's Media Network, to get a good understanding of People's Media Network, our background, our capability, and where we want to position ourselves, our aspirations, and our goals. Just to give you an idea of People's Media Network and who we are, People's Media Network is a subsidiary of East West Properties PLC. East West Properties PLC is a public listed company on the Colombo Stock Exchange, and we've been in business for a better part of 3 decades. Some of the major businesses that we've started is EWIS. I'm sure many of you are familiar with East West Information Systems. At one time, the first IBM distributor in the country and one of the largest PC and peripheral resellers. East West Properties' core business is property development, and over the last 2 decades, we've developed about 300,000 square feet of commercial space. In Nava Mawatha, this took the form of the IBM building, Forbes and Walker building, and Robertson and Iker building. We've also developed about 1 million square feet of warehousing space in Paliagoda, and one of our flagship investments was the Ceylon Continental Hotel, which is the first 5-star hotel in Sri Lanka. This was subsequently sold to Haley's and is now rebranded as Kingsbury. Currently under development, we're building a 200-key Marriott Resort and Spa. This is with internationally renowned hotel operators Marriott. It's a $40 million project, and we hope for this to come online at the end of this year. With regards to our media interests, we've been in media for a long time, stretching back to the early 90s. We were involved in the first 24-hour TV station, which was ETV 1 and 2, which rebroadcasted satellite TV on analog terrestrial transmission here in Sri Lanka. This was subsequently sold to the EAP Adarsinger Group. Today, People's Media Network is engaged in a community service project with the Buddhist Radio TV network. We currently do their island-wide terrestrial transmission, and we have coverage in Gongala, Nayabadda, Karagat, and Hunasgiriya, Hantana, and Kandy. One of the main reasons why I wanted to point out the history of the company is to provide you, the broadcasters, with confidence that we are a large corporate entity backed by an even larger corporate entity. And to give you the confidence that with whatever problems that you may have, we're not just going to be here today and be gone in a year's time. So that's pretty much the take-home message that I'm trying to provide with these slides. Okay, so where is People's Media Network today? Today, most of our efforts and investments have gone into our core business, which is being able to provide broadcast infrastructure. There's a lot of emphasis that is being put on the engineering side of broadcasting. And something that we hope to put together is something called common user facilities. These common user facilities will have such things as master antenna systems, being able to radiate 30 to 40 kilowatts of power, with combiners to be able to transmit maybe 6 to 7 different radio stations. In terms of our transmitter arrangement, we hope to have N+1 transmitter redundancy. Something that a lot of broadcasters have in terms of problems are your links. I'm sure a number of you have link failures on a weekly, sometimes monthly basis, depending on who your service provider is. And something simple that we've found that works very well in our situation is something called silence detectors, where you have a primary and secondary source of audio. Obviously, once the primary source fails, the secondary kicks in, and then vice versa once the primary comes back on. We'll also be providing monitoring facilities or remote monitoring facilities for these transmission facilities. being able to monitor ambient temperature of the transmission rooms, and also critical equipment like the power like the radio transmitters, forward power, reflective power, also status of links, and being able to log all of that. Essentially, why are we putting this common user facility together? One of the main reasons is that as the end user, being able to have one guy that provides your infrastructure, it becomes cheaper as a whole to be able to leverage off that infrastructure. To be able to have one person, to be able to provide a high quality service, state-of-the-art equipment, being able to maximize your coverage. In terms of where we are in terms of the production, Hunnasgiri and Karagathan we've already acquired, and we should hopefully have these sites online in the next 6 months. We're working quite closely, or trying to push to be able to get permission to take the other 3 or 4 sites on as well. And the ultimate aim is to be able to cover the entire island with our transmission facilities, essentially managing the entire backbone. The heart of People's Media Network Services is our R&D laboratories that we've put together. Over the last 1 year, we've spent a significant amount of money investing in some of the best equipment out there. Just to give you an idea of some of the equipment that we have for testing and analyzing, some of the equipment is oscilloscopes, frequency counters, dummy loads up to 5 kilowatts, bird position meters, signal generators, audio phase correlation meters, and GPS location analyzers. Some of the services that we also provide are repairs and maintenance to TV and radio transmission equipment, realignment of your transmission equipment, and also repair and maintenance of studio equipment, installation of FM and television transmitters, that goes all the way from erecting your antenna to setting up your radio transmitter. We also do turnkey designs and implementation for your broadcast studios and also your central control rooms. We also take on acoustic design for your on-air studios and also your recording studios. An interesting feature that we hope to provide soon is reporting and monitoring of off-air signal strength. One of the main reasons that we want to put this together, some of the parameters that we're looking to capture here, is to monitor your radio signal across a month, across a year, and take down key parameters like your pilot tones, your deviations, your RF signals, and be able to monitor this over a period to measure the quality of signals that you're putting out. So over the last year, People's Media Network has made an effort to partner with brands and products that we feel are cutting edge, manufacturers that are innovating, and this is a collection of brands that we currently work very closely with. Many of you are familiar with a number of the brands on this slide. A lot of you are using Aldina and Jampro antennas. We also represent Sealco, which is a radio transmitter manufacturer. We currently have 6 in operation here. Digital Microwave does a lot of OEM STL links. Again, a very reasonable, very affordable product. Mr. Guy Campbell will be discussing Sonifex, Broadcom, OneTastic, and W Broadcast. This is a collection of brands that Guy has put together, and he's kind of tailor-made his presentation according to some of the meetings, I guess, he's had with you all and the requirements that he sees as key issues. Two brands I want to spend a bit of time on is Illinois. Over the last 1 year, we've established a significant partnership with Illinois. They currently have 55 radio transmitters operating in Sri Lanka, and we do the majority of their in-warranty and out-warranty repairs. Our staff have been to a number of their workshops. They're overseas. They're able to do diagnostics. They're able to do component replacements. They're able to do circuit board level repairs. And we maintain a comprehensive stock of Illinois spare parts. And in the event we're unable to repair your transmitter within a 24-hour period, we will, on loan to you, provide you a radio transmitter, subject obviously to TRC approval. Another interesting brand that we came across, which you may not be familiar with, is Deva Broadcasting. They provide FM monitoring equipment, and some of the key parameters that they measure are RF signal strength, phase balance, pilot tones, deviation, and also some of the units come with GPS trackers to be able to measure the quality of your signal, your frequency, for example, from Colombo all the way to Gaul. And more than anything else, to be able to compare your signals with other broadcasters to see how you all compare. Another thing, this is People's Media Network's promise. In terms of when you buy equipment from People's Media Network, we guarantee you the lowest possible price for all the equipment that we are supplying. And we're so confident of that lowest price guarantee that if you're able to find that equipment cheaper anywhere else, we will actually refund you the difference. So it's very important to us that you know that when you're coming to us, you're getting the best possible deal for the equipment that is out there. We also have a policy where we respond within 24 hours. We are 24/7 available on the phone for any problems or any troubleshooting that may take place. We do our repair and replacements, and like I said, for every product that we sell you, we have sufficient stock in terms of spares and actual whole units to be able to replace the units that may have malfunctioned and give it to you on loan until we're able to replace that particular unit. So really, one of the key take-home messages here is not just the products that we're looking to promote here today, but also this is a fantastic opportunity for us, myself, Mr. Daya, Mr. Clarence, Mr. Upali, and Guy, to be able to build relationships with you all today. It's very important for us to give you all the confidence that you all know that we know what we're talking about, that we're able to provide a consistent and quality service in a timely and cost-effective manner, and most importantly, to ensure that we're able to maintain the highest quality broadcast signal. Anyway, I look forward to working with a lot of you all in the future, and I thank you all for being here. I'd like to now introduce Mr. Guy Campbell from Sonifex.
Good afternoon. Hope you can hear me okay. Right. Thank you all very much for coming, and thank you, Mr. Wajida, for a very kind introduction and opening presentation. Some of you will know me. Either I've visited you in the last day or so, or I was here a few years back. I'm familiar with the Sri Lankan market from the work I was doing previously in the codec market. And I started working as a consultant in 2011, assisting a number of companies in their business development in the Asian region. And what I've looked at is the signal path. So we start in the studio with Sonifex. We have a studio to transmit a link to get you to the transmission site, and a variety of solutions for the transmission sites. So when I look at that, I see an end-to-end solution. And I was very happy earlier in the year to meet the team from People's Media Network and to learn about the business that they are developing. And to be working with them is a great pleasure. So I'm going to start by saying a little bit about Sonifex. Now, Sonifex is the oldest brand that I work with, and it's one of the oldest brands in the broadcasting industry. A lot of you, I know, have Sonifex consoles. You may have telephone hybrids from Sonifex, logging recorders from Sonifex, and it's just worth refreshing yourself about the company. Not least because when I travel and I introduce myself, I say, oh, do you know Sonifex? And a customer might say to me, oh yeah, distribution amplifiers. Most people only know Sonifex for the equipment that they have, and there is much more to us than just the equipment that you may have. Just enjoying that there. So, I'm just going to go through Sonifex a little bit. It is a family business. It was started 45 years ago by the father of the current managing director. He's still involved in the company in that he comes in every now and again and whips us all into shape. And Marcus Brook, the current managing director, runs the company very much like a family. We all feel part of his family. It's a lovely company to be there. It's been at the current site, which is in Irthlingborough, in the middle of England, in the Midlands. It's been there for 25 years, and we're exporting more than 65% of our products. So we're a very big exporter. Very important to the company is that everything is in-house. The complete design and manufacturing is an in-house effort. There is no subcontracting. There were no cost-cutting exercises to see if we can have this part or that part made more cheaply in our overseas area, because we do not want to lose the Britishness of the product, and we do not want to lose the quality control that we have by doing everything in-house. When I first joined the company, which was now 2 years back, I was looking around. I was very impressed with the number of R&D engineers all busy beavering away on new products. A quarter of the company's staff are employed in R&D, and that is partly reflected when you see our website. You see the huge range of products on our website. In fact, early this year, I can tell you that I went to the CTO and the managing director with an idea for a new product for a particular application which I was wanting to develop. And actually, it's the failover switch, the RBFS82 it's called. We went from a paper concept to a working pair of prototypes to go to our customer for approval in 3 months. And to give you an idea, this piece of equipment has 204 relays in it. It's not a simple little box. It's a very sophisticated piece of equipment. So the R&D team being in-house gives us that ability to quickly bring things to market and to support them through their life. The red box range is probably what we're most known for. You do see a lot of these. And it's very easy to identify a red box. Wherever I go in the world, I can look into an MCR, and I can see a red box up on there. And the range is pretty wide. We're always adding to it. But you can see here, I've just given a summary of some of the main areas that we have products in. Distribution amplifiers, headphone amplifiers, and line level, and also digital audio ASEBU distribution amplifiers. Synchronizers and profanity delays, very important to radio broadcasters. Mic amplifiers, matching converters, these are all little problem solvers. You've bought your big ticket items, you've bought your mixing desk, you've bought your automation system. In the past you might have had card machines or mini disc players, CD players are there, and you suddenly find that this product won't connect to that product because the signal formats are different. Sometimes these little bits of glue, as you might call them, are very important. Source selectors, rack mount mixers, sinus detectors and failover switches. We sell a lot of these. The sinus detectors, if you like, they're straightforward in the sense they're designed to pull in a secondary source if the main source fails. These days, that actually often means playing audio locally off a digital storage like a USB stick or compact flash card. In the old days, it meant maybe triggering a CD. But we have sinus detectors with built-in USB file playback. Dolby E encoders and decoders. This is an interesting one. Dolby themselves no longer make their own encoders and decoders. Their business model is to license the technology to others. And we're one of the first to take that license, and we're building Dolby E encoders and decoders and actually selling those to Dolby dealers, because Dolby dealers can no longer buy the Dolby product. At the same time, about 5 years ago, when we started working with Dolby, we also started a range of video products, distribution amplifiers, embedders, and de-embedders. So we're not just in the audio area, we're in the television market as well, with the audio de-embedders and embedders. The metering and the monitoring, these are the blue product line. These are basically rack mount reference grade metering products, audio confidence monitoring, and combining those two, and also combining into that platform video de-embedding and Dolby E decoding. So for example, if you plug in an SDI input, you've got 4 banks of 4 channels, and you can pick any of those banks. So straight away you're supporting 16 channels of audio, which you can select from. One of those audio pairs might be a Dolby E encoded signal. That's giving you up to 7.1 surround sound and a stereo fold down. So in a single U, 1U product, you've got 16 plus 8 plus 2, you've got 26 channels of audio that you can route and monitor and meter. Very, very sophisticated unit in what just looks like a rack mount speaker. The telco products, these are typically in our product catalog. You'll see these, the silver products. We've got a few of them here today. The telephone hybrids are very well known to many people. I have to say that a DHY03, which is the digital hybrid, is probably the best hybrid in the world. NHK last year in Japan selected it after testing every single hybrid they could get their hands on, and we won that tender for 43 of those. The commentary units, I don't know in this country if you've come across Glen Sound, very, very popular. We looked at that market and we looked at the expertise that we had, and we believed that we could bring some nice products to market. Our flagship product actually supports 2 commentators and a guest at an interview station. It's a very, very nice commentary unit. This particular area of sort of talk back to the camera people, talk back to the production floor, talk back and fold back in the television studio. This is something our CTO is very passionate about, and you'll find that our product development line is really going very quickly into those areas. We've also seen the migration of audio over IP. This is not so much for the studio to transmit a link. In Sonifex's case, we're more looking at